It's probably a shit idea. Most things are. 90% of everything is crap, as Sturgeon's law dictates. I haven't updated anyone a great deal for a while on my trials and tribulations and mental health and everything. There's a couple of reasons for that. By and large, I have been bumbling along okay. Tolerable medication side effects. Mood low but alright. Regular calls from the iTalk service. It's like telephone-based mental health support. Yeah, all that kind of thing. So by and large, I had been okay. And the last set of hiccups with the benefits that I was on seemed to be sorted. But then I get this letter, right? Notification of local service compliance telephone interview. So compliance interviews are when you're on one of these benefits, PIP, employment support allowance, personal incapacity benefit payments, sorry. You can get these random calls, supposedly random, to check on your status and demand bank account information and anything else that they require. What does it actually say here? Bank statements for any current accounts, deposit accounts, or bank building society or post office accounts. Occupational pensions, pension provider statements, earnings, wage slips, individual savings accounts, personal equity plans, savings and investments, such as national savings certificates, etc., etc. Details of any property or land other than where you live, evidence of your immigration status and right to remain. So basically, it's a checkup, and they're supposed to do these things when your situation changes and you haven't informed them. You're supposed to inform them when your situation changes. They also do them randomly, but they also do them when you're placed under suspicion. I haven't talked to the actual person in charge yet. My call isn't till the 11th, but from what I have been able to glean, this is the second, possibly the third time that I have been maliciously reported for supposedly cheating on these things. And the phone interview is on the 11th, and it's weighing on my mind to the point where I can't do anything. Normally the start of the year, for 2, 3, maybe 4 months, that's when I have my most enthusiasm, that's when I have my most discipline, that's when I get most things done, and I've just got this hanging over me now until the 11th. Racking my brains trying to think of, has anything in my situation changed? Last time they took my situation changing, being as I was granted the other benefit. You would have thought government departments would talk to each other and they would know about that kind of change of circumstance, but no, apparently they don't. Yeah, I only applied after 10 years for any help. Because I'd held out for 10 years and things got worse. It took a year, over a year, to get these benefits, which should have been straightforward according to the charities that I talked to. And now I'm being screened and checked up on, apparently because some malicious bastard has decided to anonymously tip them off. This was supposed to make things easier, this was supposed to make things less stressful. And yet I worry about every single pound that I spend out of that money more than I did before. and I don't spend that much on myself. I pay it forward. I employ more people in relation to my work to try and invest and carry that forward. It's not like I'm blowing it all on computer games or whatever else. I'm barely spending any of it on myself, to be honest. And that's what it's supposed to be for. And this was supposed to make things easier, and instead it took a year of fighting and struggling, and now this. And I can't concentrate on work, I can't do anything while this is hanging over me, because it's just constantly in my thoughts. So if you think, as some people seem to, that people who are on benefits are just sort of living the life of Riley off the backs of your work, which plenty of people do, and who can blame them with the Daily Mail and the Express and so on pumping this shit out. It's not like that at all. It's a huge source of stress that many people do as a line of last resort, because they're finding things difficult, or they can't survive without assistance, or because there's so much shame and stress and hatred around it. It's almost like having a full-time job, really, worrying about and checking up on all of this. Because if they stop your payments, they don't tell you. You just go to your bank account and find out that the money's not there, and then you try and investigate and find out what's going on. And I've got people maliciously reporting to them. And you try explaining to one of these boards that you're a small online personality and you have haters and trolls and people who will lie about you to try and fuck you over. It's not an easy thing to explain to normies. And I'm hesitant to talk about any of this stuff because it always brings the trolls out of the woodwork, and it worries friends and family about me whenever I show that I'm upset, which ironically cuts me off from sources of support and friendship and so on. And even though I know that me talking about this stuff is helpful to other people, yeah, just to see that someone else is going through it and how they're dealing with it and that they're still here is a big help to other people. Yeah, sometimes I need help or support, and that doesn't mean some panicked phone call from someone to check on me. It's just being able to whine and to show weakness and be looked after a bit. To be told, it's alright, sort yourself out, we'll get the work done later, or whatever. But I can't get that because don't feel free to reach out to anyone and bore them with my problems or bring them down or whatever. And it's stupid because when other people are in that situation, I always assure them that that's not the case and that I'm there to help them out and whatever they need. And yet I don't feel free to ask for the same for me. It's strange. I've always been putting other people first. This is really, really upsetting and difficult, and it's all I can think about. And it's stopping me doing anything else. And it's going to be like that for another week. And it's hugely stressful because when I can't work at all, that is when I feel particularly useless. And this is all over something that was supposed to help me. Life sucks. Wear a helmet. Sang.
Monster misbehaving, planets needing saving, situations graven, I'll form the head. The enemy is clever, we're smaller but whatever. When we put it together, I'll form the head. Y'all can do the treading, swing energy machete. If combination's ready, I'll form the head. I'll form the head. I'll form